Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to part 22 of where I show all my vinyl albums. Now we're currently in the female section and this is the second part, and I want to get them all done in 4 parts, so I've actually pulled out quite a few for this. So let's get started, and we're on the D's now, and we have Kiki D, Loving and Free, with the big hit single Amoureuse, and obviously the title track is brilliant as well. In fact, it was a single about 3 years after the album was released. The album was released in '73. The Kiki D Band, I've Got the Music in Me, which is okay, and the title track is the big hit off this. This one here, Kiki D, I think this is late '70s. And this one I don't think has any hits at all on it. Again, it's not a bad album. And Kiki D's Greatest Hits, which is really good. This has got 16 tracks on it. Loving and Free, obviously, Sugar on the Floor, Amoureuse, I've Got the Music in Me, Don't Go Breaking My Heart, Chicago, which was a double A side with Elton's Bite Your Lip, Get Up and Dance, and Hard Luck Story is another Elton song, I believe. Kiki D Gold, and this has got 12 tracks on it, and they're all singles and they are very good indeed. Dido and No Angel, and I got this about a year or 2 years ago. Yeah, very good, got Thank You on it, and Here With Me, very smooth voice. Dido, good album. I actually like her second album as well. Janis Ian and Take My Time, and this is the one with 9 to 5 on it. I think it was called Morning Train in America. Modern Girls on this, and the title track, and When He Shines. So there's 4 singles off this. Janis Ian again, and her next album, You Could Have Been With Me, and this is a Music for Pleasure reissue, and this was 20p out of a charity shop. And Just Another Broken Heart was one of the singles off this. It's okay, it's nothing brilliant. The Very Best of Enya, which is a very good double album. Orinoco Flow, The Celts, Watermark, just very relaxing. And now we come into Paloma Faith, Do You Want the Truth or Something Beautiful? And this is from 2009, and this is an absolutely brilliant album, and it has got the title track, which is I think my favourite Paloma Faith song, and Play On is brilliant as well. New York, Stone Cold Sober, really good album. And then our second album is Fall From Grace, and yeah, this is good as well. Picking Up the Pieces, I think, was the hit off it. 30-Minute Love Affair is brilliant as well. Black and Blue, these are all great covers, by the way. The artwork is fantastic, so Picking Up the Pieces. And I checked and see how Paloma Faith did in America, and that was her highest album at 170. I think all her albums hit top 10 here. The third album, A Perfect Contradiction, and this is the one with Only Love Can Hurt Like This, the Diane Warren song. And this too is a very good album. And then our only #1 album, and it's probably our second worst, and it's The Architect, but it's not bad. It's got Guilty, Cry Baby on it, The Architect itself, Wire, it's okay. And then this is an EP that was issued as like an accompaniment to The Architect, and this has got about 4 or 5 different songs, and I think this was a record store day item, and it is very good. This one, however, came out I think in 2020 as Infinite Things, and this is my least favourite album really of hers. I don't think it's very good at all. It's very disappointing. And this one here, which I actually wasn't going to buy, and I left it for a while, is The Glorification of Sadness, and this was released this year, I believe, and it is a pretty good album, so I'm glad I actually got it. Ellen Foley, Night Out, very good album, and this is the one with Don't Let Go on it, the Ian Hunter song. Ellen Foley again, Spirit of St. Louis, and this is the one that's basically co-written. Well, it's actually a lot of the tracks are written by Joe Strummer and Mick Jones, and it is a very, very good album. And then Ellen Foley, Another Breath, and this is I think from about '83. This is not very good at all. Those other two Ellen Foley albums are very good though. Connie Francis, 20 all-time great hits, which is fine. I know, I think this was a huge hit actually in the 70s, this actual album. Aretha Franklin, and this is like a double best of, and it does what it says in the tin. You get Respect on it, Chain of Fools, I Knew You Were Waiting for Me, Think, good album. The Go-Go's, Beauty and the Beat, and this is fantastic. This is a debut album, and only bought this about 3-4 years ago, and I think it is magnificent, really is good. This one, however, I've had for donkey's years. I've never played it, and this is every bit as good, and it's Vacation, and this has got the title track on it. Our Lips Are Sealed was the big one off the first album. This one here, Talk Show, is also very, very good, and this has got Head Over Heels on it, and Turn to You. Yes or No, absolutely brilliant. I think Yes or No was co-written by the two Male brothers from Sparks. And then God Bless the Go-Go's, which is their reunion album from the very early 2000s, and this is surprisingly decent. Okay, Haim and Days Are Gone, a very, very good album, debut album with Falling Forever. Honey and I, Days Are Gone, very good album. Their second album, Something to Tell You, which is also very good but not quite as good as the first. And this has got Want You Back on it, Keep Me Crying, Found It in Silence. And their most recent album, which is Woman in Music Part 3. And I've got the wee Record Store Day single in the front there. And this is probably their best. Summer Girl is brilliant, Now a Minute is great, Hallelujah, Los Angeles, The Steps. And this came out I think in about 2021 or 22. Anita Harris, and it's a hits album, and the reason I bought this was for the song Just Loving You, which I think is really, really good. This is Annie Haslam, Annie in Wonderland, and this I think was produced by Roy Wood, and there's a couple of Roy Wood tracks on it. I think I Never Believed in Love is one of them. And Whitney Houston and her debut album with the three big hits, How Will I Know, Saving All My Love for You, and The Greatest Love of All. It's alright. Whitney again, and the second album with I Want to Dance with Somebody, So Emotional, and what's the other single off this? Didn't We Almost Have It All? Joan Jett, Bad Reputation, brilliant, brilliant title track, and a fantastic version of Gary Glitter's Do You Want to Touch Me? Joan Jett and the Black Hearts, I Love Rock and Roll, with the title track again, and Crimson and Clover. Glorious Results of a Misspent Youth, and this has got another great cover version of Gary Glitter's I Love You, Love Me, Love. Very good album. This is actually my favourite Joan Jett album. Joan Jett album. Yeah, this is pretty good. I think this is the one with Fake Friends on it. Good Music, another decent album. And this one is Up Your Alley, which is not quite as good for me, but it's got I Hate Myself for Loving You on it. The Hit List, and this is a covers version. Well, really she does covers all the time, but this is all covers with things like Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap, Love Hurts, Pretty Vacant, Time Has Come Today, Celluloid Heroes. It's okay, it's not brilliant at all. The Runaways, and this is obviously the band Joan Jett was in before she joined the Heartbreakers, and this has got Cherry Bomb on it. Waiting for the Night. Again, it's not bad. It's a rock album. Little Sister, Wasted, School Days, pretty good. And The Runaways again, and Queens of Noise. Yeah, this is a pretty good album as well. The title track is very good. Born to Be Bad, decent album. I do prefer the Joan Jett albums though. And now The Runaways, and this is on coloured vinyl. And I think this has, yes, this is the one with Mama We're All Crazy Now on it. Again, it's decent. Okay, Grace Jones and Warm Leatherette. And this is the one with Private Life, Love Is the Drug on it, and the hunter gets captured by the game. I think that's a reissue cover. Grace Jones Night Clubbing, which is absolutely brilliant, and it's got Walking in the Rain, Pull Up to the Bumper, Night Clubbing itself. I've seen that face before. Brilliant album. And every bit as good is Living My Life with My Jamaican Guy, Nipple to the Bottle, and The Apple Stretching. Slave to the Rhythm, and this is the one produced I believe by Trevor Horn, and I'm not that keen on this album, to be honest with you. I think it's all based around the same theme, but I do like that title track. And then Island Life, which is basically a greatest hits, and has La Vie en Rose, I Need a Man, Do or Die, Walking in the Rain, My Jamaican Guy, Slave to the Rhythm. Very, very good. Norah Jones and Come Away With Me, and it's a beautiful album. It is jazz tinged, but it's very nice. Norah Jones again, and Feels Like Home, and I actually prefer this to the first one. I think it's a really good album. Right, a couple of Ricky Lee Jones albums which I bought very cheap at a record fair, and this is the one with Chuck E. in Love on it, and it's okay. This one here is Pirates, and I don't think I've actually ever played it. And this is Ricky Lee Jones, The Magazine, and I don't think I've actually played this one either, so I must investigate those albums. Janis Joplin, Greatest Hits, very good, Me and Bobby McGee, and let me see what else is on this. It's hard to read these actually. Piece of My Heart obviously, and Summertime, Ball and Chain, Move Over. Move Over was actually recorded by Slade on their Slade album. Okay, Carole King and her debut album, and this is great. This has got a gorgeous version of Up on the Roof on it. Carole King album nobody's ever heard of, and that's Tapestry, and this is near perfection. It's really, really good. Carole King and Music, the follow-up. Yeah, this is alright as well. I'm not too sure. This has got Some Kind of Wonderful on it, you know. Another one. She had a habit of doing these old Gough and King songs, sticking one on each of those early albums, re-recording them. Carole King, her greatest hits, which is very good, of course. And then I think this is around 1980, she went back and did a full album of those Gough and King songs, and this is Pearls, and this is really, really good. And this has Wasn't Born to Follow on it, which I absolutely love that track. Love the Byrds version. Cyndi Lauper and She's So Unusual, and this is a fantastic album from 1983. Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Time After Time, She Bop All Through the Night, Money Changes Everything, and the brilliant When You Were Mine, the Prince song. Not so good is the True Colours album, but it still has Change of Heart on it, which I absolutely love, and silly but decent version of I Go, and of course True Colours itself. Cyndi Lauper, A Night to Remember, and this is the one with I Drove All Night on it, and it's okay, it's nothing brilliant. Lena Lovitch and Stateless, and this is the one with Lucky Number on it, and I think this is the American cover. The Best of Lulu. So, is it the best? Yeah, the very best of Lulu. And it's got Shout on it, The Boat I Row, I'm a Tiger, Man Who Sold the World. 20 tracks all in one album. And we're going to Kirsty MacColl and Desperate Character. This is their debut album with There's a Guy Works Down in the Chip Shop Swears He's Elvis. Great song. Clock Goes Round, I love. See That Girl, Teenager in Love, really good sort of new wavy type pop. And then we have Kite, which is regarded as her best, with Innocence, Free World, Days, the Pink song, and a fantastic Don't Come the Cowboy with Me, Sonny Jim. And then Electric Landlady, and this is the one with Walking Down Madison, co-written with Johnny Marr the Smiths. And All I Ever Wanted was a single. She's a track called Children of the Revolution, but it's not the T-Rex song, but it's still a good track. My Affair, which is brilliant. And this is the recent Record Store Day version of Titanic Days with Angel on it, You Know It's Me, Big Boy on a Saturday Night, a very good album. And then Tropical Brainstorm, her last album. Yeah, this is very good as well. It's all very sort of South American type music, but Treachery is brilliant. England 2, Colombia 0, Mamba de la Luna, very good album. And then we have Other People's Hearts, B-sides 1988 to 1989. Now this was issued on Record Store Day, but this version here is the one that came about 6 months later. I just got it off Amazon, and it is very good, and there's a brilliant version of El Paso on it. And then Kirsty MacColl, Free World, the best of 1979 to 2000, and it's a double album, and it's a recent purchase, and it is brilliant. Okay, and then Madonna, the first album, and this is not the first issue of the album, it's a completely different cover, and it's got Lucky Star, Borderline, Holiday on it. Possibly my favourite Madonna album. Like a Virgin, and this has got the title track, Material Girl, and I don't think this is the version here with, it is actually, this has got Into the Groove on it, so it's actually a reissue from about a few months after it was originally issued. True Blue, and this is chock full of hits. It's actually got 3 #1s in the UK, Papa Don't Preach, True Blue, and La Isla Bonita, and then Open Your Heart and Live to Tell were big hits as well. Madonna again, and Like a Prayer with the fantastic title track. One of my favourites is Till Death Do Us Part. I think it's a really good song. Express Yourself, Cherish, and Dear Jessie, and Oh Father as well with other singles. The Immaculate Collection, which is a good album, but a lot of these tracks are remixed. Like for example, Holiday I think is a remix, and certainly Like a Prayer has got a different mix to it. I wish they'd just have gone with the original versions. Christine McVie and her album, and this is just called Christine McVie, and this is not a bad album. It starts off well, but then it sort of deteriorates, so the first few tracks are pretty good and then it gets a bit boring. Okay, we go into Melanie now, and I have quite a few of hers, and it's Born to Be, and this is her debut album, and it's not bad, it's hippie trippy stuff. Affectionately Melanie, again these albums are extremely cheap, and this is the one with Beautiful People on it. Tuning My Guitar is a really good track. And then we have Melanie featuring Lay Down with the Edwin Hawkins singer, and this is Candles in the Rain, and again this is really good album. And this has a very good version of Carolina on My Mind, the James Taylor song. Also has Ruby Tuesday on it, the big hit for The Good Book by Melanie, again decent album. Good Book is and Babe Rainbow are the 2 biggies here. Sign on the Window, the Bob Dylan song, is very good version, and Chords of Fame is very good. The thing about Melanie is Melanie can have a really sweet voice. I know she passed away recently, but sometimes she shrieks like a banshee. Gather Me, and this is the one with Brand New Key on it, and Someday I'll Be a Farmer. Gardens in the City, which is a bit of a compilation album, but she does a really good version of the Stones Jigsaw Puzzle on it. This is a compilation, the 4 sides of Melanie, and it's basically just the greatest hits. Melanie, Stone Ground Words, and this is really good album packaging, by the way. You get loads of bits and bobs in here. Together Alone, absolutely beautiful song. And Melanie, and this is Please Love Me, and I'm not too sure, I think this is a bit of a comp as well, or it's from a film, but it's not bad actually. As I See It Now, I have 2 copies of this. One's absolutely wrecked, and this one I picked up, and this is the one with Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow on it, I believe. I can't see it there, but I think it's on it. But yeah, it's okay. This is a little bit more country sound. Good lord, I do have a lot of Melanie. Sunset and Other Beginnings, again decent. And Madrugada, again it's not a bad album. I'm not too sure what the songs are. The more you get of Melanie, the less you listen. Phonogenic, Not Just Another Pretty Face, and this one's on RCA, and this has got a dreadful version of Knock on Wood on it. Ballroom Streets, and this is like a live album, and it's got things like Ruby Tuesday, Brand New Key, Look What They've Done to My Song, Nickel Song. It's okay. Nearing the End. Seventh Wave, and this is from 1983, and this has the minor hit single Every Breath of the Way on it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Cowabunga, and this has got a song on it I absolutely love, and it is Loving the Boy Next Door. Really good track, and this is from around, I'm not too sure, it's either the late 80s or early 90s. And okay, that's the end of the Melanie, and 2 more albums, Monsoon and Third Eye, and this is the one with Ever So Lonely on it, which was a reasonable sized hit in the UK, and she does a version of Tomorrow Never Knows by the Beatles. And lastly for today we have Alanis Morissette and Jagged Little Pill, which is okay. I don't know really why I bought it, because I'm not a huge fan of her, even though I have seen her live and she was very good, but this is decent enough. It's the only Alanis Morissette that I actually need. Okay, so that's part 2, or part 22 of my run through all the vinyl albums. Hope you enjoyed that, and the 3rd part of the females will be coming soon. Okay, that's me for now. All the best now. Bye bye.